Good afternoon, Gossip Talk Shows family. It's Nomsa here at Gossip Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. With me today, I have Claudia Passan. How are you, Claudia?
I'm very well, thank you so much, Namsa. And hello, welcome everyone.
Wow, today we're talking about how to resolve eternal conflict, which holds you back. And resolving eternal conflict that holds you back involves self-reflection, understanding and root cause, and taking a step addressing those roots and overcoming them. So today we're gonna share some strategies that can help you navigate and resolve eternal conflicts. Over to you, Claudia. I know you chose this topic, and I would love to find out why you chose the topic and what was the motivation behind it.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it is just like we want to go for the things in our life, the goals, the dreams, or just like as well, we want to create something, but then as well, like we might feel blocked inside or some resistance, and we just don't know, understand why it is, and as well not understanding as well like what it is. And I would like as well you and I to come up and to show the audience as well like some things how they can actually be a bit more aware of what is going on inside them and what could hold them back as well. So it's just like bringing some light into this, because in the end as well it can get a bit frustrating, right? You do all the things, the action steps, and you've got as well your strategic plan and so on, but you just don't get there, you know? So yeah, just like sharing a bit tips between you and me, what can help the audience today.
It's a very good topic, resolving conflict, because it is very, very important to actually identify the kind of conflict, what it is, and then it clearly define the internal conflict that you're facing. This could be like values, or it could be desire, it could be fears, or sometimes it could be beliefs. I've had to go through all this where have to battle with my values, desires, and also the fears. I have had to do with Matthew Hazy. I had to do the confidence, because although I felt so confident within myself, but I think I needed to go deep to deal with my fears, that I was the things that were holding me back. And sometimes we may think that everything is okay, but subconsciously we might have fears, or we might have the beliefs. And also, I have had to go, like being in the UK and battling the battles of beliefs. And also the other thing as well, being a Christian as well, and realizing that when you have a culture and then a Christianity, we still want to, I was still being that person trying to balance my culture and my Christianity. Everything that I did, I needed to balance. But in reality, as a Christian, and the culture doesn't work. You have to, when you give your life to Jesus, the culture has to go, because it's more like, cold. So for me, it was the struggle that I could not understand. Why is it cold? It's something that I was raised on. And then until I listened to my pastor when he was like, the things that have been put, there are some culture that exist there, or some of them are in the Bible, they exist, they are reality. But it was like some things are made up. So there are some things that our culture, like they make things up, and that becomes a reality where people follow like as an idol. So those things were the things that I myself, I was struggling with. And even my pastor yesterday, he gave me, because when we were talking, I could not understand. So I said to her, give me something to work on, so I can read the scriptures and then go and just try to understand. So that's why I was reading today, trying to understand what it means, the culture. Like here in the UK, they have a culture of a child that has to be Christianed. Like when I ask people, they're like, "Are you Christian?" They're like, "I'm not a Christian, but I was Christianed." But you made a covenant with God, and but they still saying, "I'm not a Christian." But it means when the Christians are being punished, they are being punished and they don't realize. So there's so many things that I have had to deal with myself, like bit by bit. What about you, Claudia?
Yeah, I picked up as well like the word unconscious, which you actually as well said that sometimes we just don't know what could be inside of us or the conflict as well. We just feel it, but we don't know it because obviously some of the stuff, and actually quite a lot of stuff, is subconscious. So I like to yes, just like it's 5%. I would like the audience as well to just like to get this as well, that 5% only makes up the conscious mind. So 5% we are only operating from on our day-to-day basis. And 95% is like the subconscious mind, which you mentioned. And basically as well, the subconscious is what it says. It's things and stuff and programs and beliefs and fears as well. What you said, Nomsa, we are not even aware of. So this is why it's important as well to see that the subconscious, as it's 95% making up everything of this, it basically rules the show. So when we want something on a conscious level, like you have your goal, what could it be? Let me just like a goal, like you want to attract your next relationship. Okay, so 5% of you is like, okay, I'm ready to go back out there and to do some dating. But then you have like 95%, everything subconscious where you are not even aware of. And here you could have some fears from the past where you've been hurt, or you experience as well some experiences how your parents did act in their marriage and so on. So everything is here is subconscious, and here you could have like conflicting beliefs and desires where 5% of you wants to go out there and get this relationship, but the 95% with the fears and everything in the past you're not even aware of has some hidden fears and programs in regards to what a relationship could look like, or the fears around it as well. So this is a bit conflicting. So the subconscious will then just like basically hold you back because it's afraid, it's fearful of you creating this relationship. So, and this, it's 95% of it, it will always rule the show. So the conscious mind can outgrow the subconscious. It's the subconscious who is here in charge and will do anything for you not to have your desired goal. So that's very important as well, to just like really to get into understand, so that we know as well where it comes from, you know, like all this subconscious fears. What's the way as well for you, Nomsa, in regards to subconscious? What can you add as well? The importance again of. Oh, you are silent. Oh, you're still silent.
Eh?
Yeah,
Can
better,
you
better,
hear
better.
me? Yeah.
Yes.
It's very, very important to actually be aware of our subconscious mind, like what you were saying, Claudia, that we have a conflict based on our beliefs and desires and the fears. Well, it could actually be linked to it because on the outside, when we feel like we want to do something, and then in our subconscious mind, there is this fear that, am I really good enough? Do I really deserve it? you desire something, but then if something tells you that, no, I don't deserve it. Like for me, when I did the confidence challenge, what I've realized is there were some things that I felt really confident about it. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But when I was faced with the questions now going deep, asking myself questions, I realized that there were fears, that there were some things that I fear that I had to go through. Okay, I'm working hard. I want to live this lifestyle that I have decided I desire to live. But inside of me, it tells me that do I really, can I really live that life? And also we can sometimes we can have conflict, but in our subconscious mind without authority, and which is something that I have realized like this year when I was going through healing, that okay, I've decided to do these things. Now I feel like I don't have a conflict with my desires. I don't fear anything, and I don't have a conflict with my beliefs. But in my subconscious mind, although I have decided that this is who I need to be and this is the path that I need to take, but I don't have authority within myself. You have to have authority. Every decision that you make, there's got to be a concrete authority without fear. You got to be okay, like to say, when you're reflecting on things and um, when you're looking at you, listening to your emotions, your thought, and whatever the element that is behind everything, you should have authority. If I say, okay, I have no fear, you know what, with the beliefs, I accept this, I just go with the flow. I have to have authority. My words has to have authority, and I've got to stand by them. But I realize that every time I make that decision that this is who I'm going to become, anything that triggers or anything that comes in like negativity, it will trigger me to feel different. And if I have authority, whatever happens, I will not feel different. Like now, I've made a choice that I've been working on the authority, my inner authority, and I just feel that I need to get to where I need to be now because I feel that authority. And when somebody tries to talk me out of what I'm doing, I feel I have authority within me and I can do this. And I don't know about you, Claudia. What do you think?
Mm. Well, you did say as well, like a few very good words. You mentioned deserving as well, yeah. And the thing is as well, always inner conflict, as it already states, it's goes with inside of us. So we won't really find the answers outside. So actually, we have to go within and to do some reflection and to listen as well with inside of us. And we, yeah, and just as well, it's time as well to be honest about it as well, what's going on. Because the thing is as well, if we don't really spend time and to address things inside of us, they will be just waiting until the next situation is where you want to go for your next thing in life, and then again you feel like you are not getting there. So actually just like, yeah, be thankful as well that it's coming up and that you can work around it and release it as well and change as well some of our internal software program. And in regards to deserving and feeling worthy as well, I mean, I would say as well, almost every one of us on some level does not feel they are worthy or deserving something in their life. It can be in the business level, or be the mother, the wife, the coach, the therapist, no matter what it is, yeah. So I really believe that on some level we all have this program inside of us that we are not worthy or not deserving as well the things we are going for. So then as well, I invite you to sit down and to question really, where did you pick this up from? You know, where does this come from? Because in the end as well, we get our, I don't know, as well, our programming, we pick up the beliefs as well. We believe some person, some parent, some teacher as well, some co-worker as well, when they say something. But again, like here, just really sit down and question, is this really the highest truth of that we are not feeling worthy of something? And then we question those mindset thoughts as well. Then, I mean, 98% as well of the time, we would say, no, obviously, it's not the highest truth. And God or universe would not make the distinguishment here. We are all equal. It's just like that we have picked up something someone has said in the past and we made it mean something about us, okay? But please, please release all of these stories because they are not the highest truth. And without a shadow of a doubt as well, you will be able as well, if you go into it, coming to this understanding that it is just someone said to you and you believed it, okay? It's just a story and nothing else, because in the end as well, we are all worthy of our goals and desires and everything. And it's just like, there is no distinguishment, yes, between us.
Thank you to Claudia. When you say, you talk about be thankful, the power of gratitude is very, very powerful. You know, when you are grateful for the things that you have, grateful for life, it helps you. And also you mentioned that releasing the lies, me, I call them lies, the lies that we tell ourselves. It's very, very important to actually understand that we are all here on earth to do something. No one is here to suffer. No one is here to live with themselves to say they are not good enough, can't do this, or they can't do that. So the lies that we tell ourselves is very, very important. And also when we go through this conflict, inner conflict, identify your core values and priorities is very, very important to define the conflict where it arises from, and make sure that it is aligned with or if it's a result of external influences as well. And also seek support. If it's something that you cannot deal with, seek support from friends and family or a trusted mentor and gain a different perspective of the situation, which can provide insight and help you see things from a new angle of life. Is very, very important. For me, when I'm looking for advice, I never involved my family. My family can tell you I don't involve them in my big decision, because my family, they get scared for me. When I mention big decision, they get scared because they raised me, they protect me. To them, they're my protector. So what I do is, if I have to make a decision without conflict or without doubting, I'll make a decision. First, I'll speak to God and present my whatever the decision that I'm making, and ask him to have a voice for me. Because sometimes I might not have a voice. Why I ask him to have a voice? Some people may think that I'm not good enough. And if I'm making a decision maybe about my company or having to go through somebody else, I have to ask God to have a voice so he can speak for me before that person, and not convincing. If it's for me, if that destiny is meant for me, he will speak for me so that he works on my favor. But, and then I get a mentor. Once I have a good relationship with God, then I have to get a mentor to discuss my plans. And when I get a mentor, I know that the mentor is going to talk me up, whatever the decision that I'm making. They're just going to support me or look at my decision if I need to tweak it or if I need to do something, then they'll help me to do that. So that is what I do. And also the other thing is I use Claudia's idea of gratitude. I look at life where I've been and I look at it where I am. Even if there is problems or even if there is challenges in my life, I'll still be grateful for something because I know through that journey of the years that I've been, there's been good things, there's been bad. That is life. So for me, I look at those things where I think the bad things and the challenges that came into my life for building me, because I was built by challenges. So I don't know about you, Claudia. I understand the challenge, the conflict. When we have conflict, that fear, when you conquer it, it builds you. So we have to thank it. Thank it, the fear and the values that we have when we have conflict with them. Like when you make a decision with the business, you look at your values. Does this aligns with my business? Sometimes I might have to compromise, and then maybe it doesn't. Sometimes you may like, wow, or maybe those values may hold us back. The beliefs that we hold, they might hold us back. Like I come from Africa. There are some things that in Africa, sometimes an adult is always right. I don't know about other cultures. In Africa, we told that to respect the elders. Don't talk back, don't do this. Sometimes it can cause limitation because not talking back, it means I cannot express my feelings. But I never had to have to go through that. I'm so lucky, I'm so blessed because my parents were like, they'll make sure that I speak my mind. Whatever decision that I'll be taking that moment, they'll make sure that I'm involved in every step of the way. My dad or my grandmother wouldn't be like my step parents. They won't be like do as we say. For me, with my parents, it was like checking in with me if I was happy or anything. And there are some parents who will do that. But then you find, even in the UK, you find some parents that tell their children to do as I say, or else it does not work like that. So I don't use that thing for my children as well, because I know that if I do that, my children will grow up believing that they will hide maybe things and not saying anything because they're scared, like as I say. So those values sometimes, family values, there are some that can hold us back. But I like the values where and a man is a teacher, where a man teaches his children the vision and stuff, which is what my daddy did. I don't know about you, Claudia, because I know you guys have kids and stuff. What values, like with the business and everything, with work, with kids, how do you guys having to, is there any fears in it, or do you just go with the flow?
I mean, yes, in regards to values, it's a very good point as well. Here, it would be good as well for us to understand actually what are the values we have, and just like, and there are like some core values which are important for each of us as well, and they don't have to be so many, but just like 4 or 5 core values, and what are they for you specifically as well. And this will help you too, because when you are aware of them, what it means for you, and you can identify as well if you are living those values as well in your life in the different areas as well. So this will help you to just like as well to be more, to feel more meaningful, more purposeful as well in your life. And then as well, because you have this ability to feel more settled and more meaningful, then you will be able as well to go more in regards to what it is you want. So this is why the values are important. But obviously, to begin with, we have to see for ourselves what are like my 3, 4, 5 core values, and you really need them to be in this settled and purposeful living. And that's, yeah, and that I suggest. And then as well, you mentioned again fear, and I would like now to share as well that fear is something as well which comes up as an internal conflict inside of us when we are going for our stuff as well. It's the fear, you know. And here at this stage as well, it took me a few years, but I think like finally I'm getting there as well to understand the concept of fear, you know. Fear is basically, it's something inside of us, for example, as well, the ego is always going to project fear into something new. So when you want to go for your goal and it's something new outside you haven't done before, you know, so then we have our ego who wants to keep us in our safe zone, in our comfort zone, or in our familiar zone. So basically, its job of the ego is to project fear into the unknown. But the subconscious mind is doing this actually too, you know. So just like for you to understand as well, it is just a projection whenever you are going to go out of your familiar zone and whenever you are going to do something new in your life. So this is just like how it is set up for you to keep you where you are. But once we understand this, yeah, then actually now for me it is easier. Okay, so I've got my goal. It's something new I want to go for. And yes, we do feel a bit anxious about it or nervous. We might have the butterflies. But now I understand, I've got the awareness and the understanding that it's just like the ego, subconscious as well, wanting to keep me safe. And actually as well, if you understand this and look at this way, it is actually very innocent, you know, it is actually very innocent. And then you can, still feel the fear. This is what they say, and do it anyway, because you just understand it's just very innocent. Actually, it's nothing really, really bad here. So that's a way in regards to the fear, how it works for me. And then I can now still go out and do the action steps which bring me closer to my goal. And obviously, yes, you are going to feel anxious around some action steps, but again, it's just like just keep slowly, step by step, move through them as well, and just slow down as well. It doesn't have to be this hustle, 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 you know, just like slow down a bit, be aware. This is as well where awareness comes in as well, mindfulness, everything in regards to what's going on as well within you, so that you can use it actually as well, so that the stuff come up and then you can free yourself as well finally from it. And another thing as well, which can cause us internal conflict, is what is like the upper limit. On some level, every one of us has like a set point in regards to how happy we allow ourselves to be, how happy in the relationship, how healthy we allow ourselves to be, how much money we allow ourselves to earn. They call it the upper limit, and actually as well, if this resonates as well to you and you would like to learn a bit more about it, there is a great book out there by Gay Hendricks. It's called The Big Leap. It's a quick and easy read, like 103 pages, and it's very well explained again here how we all have this internal thermostat. It's different for every one of us, you know, like, and we always come to this set point in regards to, for example, the money we are earning. Okay, so you, again here, your conscious decision is want to go for the promotion or the pay rise as well, you know, like, and yes, maybe as well you are there and then you get the pay rise or the promotion, or you do sell in your business very well, but then again the next month you come back to your set point. And the same is as well, and we see this a lot with the lottery winners, okay? So because if we don't address this as well, so they win the lottery, they win the millions, but as they don't work with their upper limits, soon they just spend or lose everything and they're back, and sometimes even worse where they have been before. So just like the upper limit. What's your experience with the upper limit, Nomsa?
The upper level is I actually trained myself that whatever the life that God gives me, I have to accept it. And going to the upper level, not fear. Before there was fear that do I deserve it, or how would my friends and family think? Will I still fit in with them? But now I'm in a level of whatever will be, however God wants to bless me, I'm okay with that. He can bless me. But at the same time, I'm aware that if I go to the next level, if my life go to the next level, I've got to understand the power of giving, not the power of buying things that are not necessary. Like if like buying nice cars and stuff, I can invest money for my children. I'm okay with that. But and investment for myself, of course, and give as well to charities and give people that needs help. The power of giving is very, very powerful. But I think what you mentioned that when people win the lottery is that that money to them it's like it's been given to them. It has no meaning. But when you give something meaning and instead of cherishing it or look back how fortunate you are, and then they try to invest it, because buying a nice car, when you buy a car now, if a car costs 1 million, it loses value. The moment you drive on the road, it loses value. So I can buy a nice car, but I understand that car loses values. I maybe I'll invest getting houses and stuff, or investing money, just doing something instead of just going crazy. People just, if I was to have a good life, like become a billionaire or millionaire, but using that money without fear. Some people they fear they I've met people that say with their companies they were in this level and then they went to a different level where they feel blessed, but there's still a fear going down. So you don't have to feel. For me, what I always say is you don't know what tomorrow will be. Um, I always speak to girls when they say, "Nomsa, give me a rich man, my life will be sorted out." So I'm like, no, it won't. They're like, yes, it will be sorted out. If I get a rich man, I'll just go shopping. I do this. I'm like, but today, it will be rich today. What about tomorrow? If it's not rich, would you stay with that rich man? So I'm like, nothing. So I always tell my clients that when you're looking for love, never say, I am looking for a rich man. Maybe say, I'm looking for somebody who's, if you want a rich man, yes, but what's the motive behind it? Is the motive for money, or just you don't want to suffer, you just want to live a good life? But accepting that person at the same time, it means that if that rich man loses it all, be prepared with the motive that I'll be okay with. So some people seem to think everything lasts forever, but it doesn't. And also, I like when you mentioned that the projection of keeping us into our comfort zone, it happens all the time. There are so many people that they don't want to get uncomfortable, because change, it means it brings it uncomfortable. So if you want change in your life, you're gonna have to get uncomfortable. There are so many things that I have done in my life where I had to feel uncomfortable. Or sometimes the people will be like, but you can't do this, and also being judged by people as well. So all those things, they play a part. I'm gonna let you take over, Claudia. I need to show you, I need to read something that I put on my website today. which is something I thought about what makes me so different from others and stuff. And I was like, I don't really need to write content. It's just all about what do I teach my clients. So I ask, I hope you changed it today. So I asked one of the designers to change it. Let me see why he changed it. Yeah, why is I've got it here, Claudia. It says why am I so different? So I thought instead of making up stories to entertain, to actually tell people what they want to hear, I have to talk about why am I so different? Why my company so different? I have to talk about what the things that I talk about here when I'm at Ngozi talk shows, which everyone we always talk about it. And I just put I was raised with a profound belief in true authenticity. My parents and grandparents impacted the wisdom of creating authentic image, prioritizing family values, and taking charge of one destiny and designing one destiny designed by God. My belief lies within a person is far greater than external appearance. So that is me. Why am I so different? When I'm working by somebody else who will be like, Nomsa, we're all different. It's like that is my beliefs, that I believe that when it comes to love, appearance on its own, the looks and the on its own, it cannot hold marriages. That's my belief. It cannot carry the relationship. For some people, they prioritize looks. So I'm like, right now, I may look like this today, but if you meet me in a year's time or 2 years' time, I look different. But if I just fall in love with somebody because, okay, looks is a bonus that comes with it, just be grateful and just everything lies with the authentic self. And that's what I believe what love is about. When you're being authentic, when you're living a life of authenticity, it's very, very important. And I teach my children that as well. I don't know about you, Claudia. And for me, living this life of authentic, it means I cannot have conflict within myself. But when I'm living a life that I don't want, making decisions or having to please somebody, it means I have conflict with that because my desires and my values, my beliefs, it does not agree with what I'm doing. So then it's not my authentic self. But when I'm doing things like I'm authentic, if I want to go out, if I really, really feel that I want to go out, I know I'm gonna go out and have fun. Or if I get invited by people, if I go out, I know I'm gonna have fun because that's my authentic self. But if my authentic self has doubt, that's when I have to question why do I feel this doubt? What about you, Claudia?
Yes, yes, yes. Very important as well to be authentic as well, and to embrace as well our how do you say, like a quirkiness, okay? Because I mean, maybe as well we do want to be perfect, but it's just like it doesn't exist a perfect as such, you know. So actually, I do like to be perfectly imperfect, you know. So I prefer to be this, and just like as well authentic, and as well the imperfections as well, or the quirkiness of us, because when we are able as well to do so, this can actually as well be working in our advantage as well, because in the end as well the people outside feel it. If you are authentic or you're trying to be someone else in regards to wanting to please them or wanting to fit in and so on, I mean, try it out, but you will see it's just not the good result you will get. I got the best results once I understood as well, just be myself, not trying to please people anymore, or not trying to fit in as well, because by just letting go of it and be myself is just like, and then I got like the best results as well from the outside world as and people as well, you know, like accepting me more, you know, for who I am. But obviously as well, it takes some realization and some experience as well until we actually get there. Okay, it's time. It's time, and I'm done with pretending. Okay, yeah. And this is as well some internal stuff as well. Again, here, you know, like so much internal things happening for us. But the good thing is as well, we have to be gentle as well with us, because again, it's a process, it's about life, it's about the journey as well. And this is where we get to know us as well by interacting with other people as well, and we get to be in situations as well at work and private life and so on, just like, and then we get to understand as well us and can see as well if there's anything as well in internal which needs addressing. And one thing as well, how we can find out if there's anything we are still feeling fearful about something or hesitant about a situation, is basically as well like sitting down for us and asking us like good questions, you know, like one good question is as well, like when you ask yourself, I fear when I get that thing. And then the fear dot 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 is, you know, just like by, again, here, slowing down, finding time as well for you, and then just do free flow writing and list all the things which come up, which you actually fear you might, yeah, get or experience when you get the stuff or the desire or the goal you want to go for. And you'd be surprised as well. Just like it sounds a bit like, I don't know, about ridiculous. Is like, why would you want to fear to earn more money? You know, it's just like, why, you know? But actually, it's here again, slow down, get curious, you know, and get yourself into the mood, and then just see what's coming through. Because again, asking yourself good questions, and then you get the guidance or the intuition as well, the channeling, you know. I mean, God and the universe is always talking to you, but we have to ask as well. And then it's like the intuition as well, or the information coming to us is basically as well God or the universe talking to us as well, you know, like and giving us the answers, but we have to ask as well. And like one way in regards to fearing to earn more money could be as well, I mean, people are afraid as well, okay, then I have to pay more taxes, okay, or in order to earn more money, I have to work harder, okay? It's like get curious, but then again, you can question those beliefs in regards to the I have to work harder then for money. You know, if I want to earn more, I have to work harder. This is a limiting belief to me, to be honest, as well. You know, and then I would really sit down and just like work around it and find examples how I can work smarter, you know, like, no, smarter without having to work harder. Or where did you pick up the belief I have to work hard for money? And this is actually a common belief going around in regards to profession and business. So like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, really slow down, write it all down, and then you are aware. And then actually as well, you've got something to work with, you know. And then you mentioned as well that you still work with mentors, coaches. I do too, you know. Last year I worked with a coach as well. 1 year, the program is finished. I'm as well always open and curious for the time in my life which mentor or coach is coming into this present time to help me and to improve my skills as well and to upgrade as well again myself, because again, this is an ongoing job as well for us and for everyone. And obviously as well, we can do the work by ourselves, but the thing is as well, why didn't we do this before and earlier and already? Or it can take much longer as well if I just sit down and I don't have the tools or the skills, or I don't find someone who has already done the thing I would like to be or to become or to have. It's just like much faster when we decide, okay, you know, I'm done to do the things by myself, and I would like to get some help, yeah, and support and guidance. Yeah, I still do it as well.
It's very important, Claudia, what you're saying, that fear of earning money. I think fear of earning money is what holds people back. So many people that like they prize things, and when they prize things, they're like, they have these questions, like, do I really deserve it? Or can I really charge? Or like speakers, sometimes it happens in the speaking industry where the speakers, they'll come in and good message and give you a good message, but then when it's time to upsell, some people do feel guilty. And there are some people as well at the same time, like I've been to an event sometimes where a speaker will come in and they'll give us free content. And then when they upsell and people think that is wrong, I'm like, but you have a business. There's nothing wrong. There are some people who might need to take their businesses to the next level. And if that speaker is really genuine, you will take them to the next level. It's fine, you can upsell. And it's very, very important not to have fear, and also fear of no. When some people are being told no, then it's the end of everything. And mostly in business, why is this person saying no? They get held by that. When people are saying no, they're like, I shouldn't be saying no. Oh, that means my product is not enough. It's not good enough. That's not the case. No, it means they can take your life to the next level. It's fine. That takes your life to the next level. And also when somebody says no as well, it doesn't mean that they're saying no to you. Most of the time they're saying no to them. Because we don't understand this power of psychology. Some people put stagnance into their lives and say, why my product is so wonderful. This person is saying no. Not everybody is ready when it comes to this personal development, even with the relationship, like with my membership. I'm always very, very careful when people wants to join the agency, because there are some people who wants to join the agency, but they want love, but they're not really ready. They still have some things they need to deal with. And you can tell when you speak to somebody that, yes, they don't like being single, but they don't want to do anything about it because they're not ready. Now, always not push them. And they always come back like, oh, Nomsa, do you remember me? I contacted you. I'm like, yeah, I still remember you. Are you ready now? And they're like, yeah, I'm ready now. So sometimes it's simple. It's a no. It's simple. That person, they're not really saying no to you. They're saying no to themselves because they are not really ready to move forward with their lives, to do whatever it takes for them to move forward. So we have to understand all those things, like when we're doing business or even at work. When we are working with other people, we have to understand that come into a place where practice self-compassion, be kind to yourself during that process, or if you're selling product or even simply a relationship. Understand that internal conflict, it's a natural part of growth. And also give yourself that self-compassion, like advice you give it to a friend, give it to you. And you're also understanding that sometimes, it does not mean that your product is wrong or anything. Because like what we feel inside, that conflict, once that conflict is there, it's a stronghold. Once if you sell your product and somebody like they change their mind, just okay, move on. and they just keep going. And some people think, oh, it's a rejection or it's this, and they end up creating more conflict and more fears within, and it just holds you back. Even in relationship, it does happen where somebody is not ready. They think that they are ready through the process in that marriage. They're like, I'm not ready to do this. I'm not ready to do this because it's fear. So why you do just leave that person alone to deal with themselves. And then when they're ready, they'll be ready. If they're not ready, they won't be ready. What do you think, Claudia?
Yes, that's true. I mean, yeah, we don't want to be rejected. That's behind the no story, yeah, because the fear here is like, yeah, I just don't want to feel rejected. And again, here they make it something personal about themselves. But actually, as well, when someone says no to your products or your services, it's just like the products or the services, or it's just not the right time for them as well. Like it's just an very hardly, you know, people can actually really ever reject you. You know, if you again here just like really go into it, you know, can they actually really reject you in this situation? Usually it's just not the right time, or they're not ready as well. And then in the end as well, you do want to let them go as well and be grateful as well for letting them go, because in the end as well, they can turn up as well to be a very difficult client or something. So just again, like here, trust as well that this is actually as well the right thing, how it's supposed to be, you know? Yeah. So and then again, I mean, just like in regards, just like yeah, internal stuff as well, just like don't worry so much as well. Life is very intelligent, you know, it will show you as well where you have like some resistance coming up or some confrontation or so on. Or you might even feel it somatically in your body, you know, like the internal conflict, you know, it could come up as well if it's, you know, like stomach area as well. It's just like, you know, it could feel like as well internally in your body, you know, but just like, yeah, life is very intelligent and it will show you. And there's this beautiful quote from Carl Jung, who was a psychiatrist, and he says, issues we have not dealt with on the inner level are being played out more dramatically for us in the outer world to get our attention. So again, you know, it's just like, yeah, again, here, life will always show us what for you actually needs to be, yeah, just like dealt with or turned around with. Yeah, I really like this quote.
Claudia, it's very, very important to actually make sure that we work on our inner being and our inner world and outer world as well. So it is very, very important. And also know that life is not perfect, not wanting that perfection. Because sometimes people, we are very good at judging ourselves and condemning our lives. And if we understand that life is not perfect and things, whatever happens, like you have gratitude, like what you said before, just be grateful. Meditate if you meditate and stay connected to your inner being. And if you're a Christian, please do pray, stay connected to your inner being. That is very important. And also, journaling as well is very, very important. If you use power of journaling, it's like the gratitude. Just write things like when I got into personal development 10 years ago, if I still have my writing things that I wrote. And if I go back and read them, honestly, I don't recognize my me. I'm like, who was this? Sometimes I laugh because of the things that I was in my thoughts, what I was thinking. is kind of so amazing when you read it. And some of them are like, what now? Did I actually write this? Yes, I did. So sometimes it's nice to actually write things down and write your thoughts and just deal with whatever the conflict that you might have and not ignore it. Because sometimes there are some people like here in the UK, they like things like sweeping things under the carpet, like hide from problems. When you hide from problems, people always think that they're going to sort themselves, but they don't. So you just have to
Mm.
learn to deal with whatever the conflict that go on into your life, and also understanding that life has its own challenge itself. You can't live a perfect life. In life, a perfect life comes with challenges. Whatever we look at it and we say, "Oh, this is perfect." Even couples that we look at them, they're like perfect. I like, I always say I like David Beckham and his wife. Simple because I watch them into their relationship going through challenges, but they conquered those challenges. They don't really put their life is not private. It's private. So I always say I admire them, like the way how, the length of time they've been married, and I know it comes with a challenge as well. So all there are all those things that I look at in life, and sometimes I look at the other speakers as well. I look at Tony Robbins as well, and his story, how he became the person that he is today. And I look at my life when I'm faced with challenges, it gives me hope. I don't know with you, Claudia, it gives me hope that there is hope out there. If there's been people that have been like me and they've gone and they've changed their lives. So it gives me hope whenever I find myself in conflict within myself. I'm like, I just need to get myself out. Any words of encouragement, Claudia? I have to go for past.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, well done as well on us and the audience as well, that we are already aware of the things of internal and everything as well. And that's a good start already. Okay. So just like, yeah, so well done on all of us who are actually starting on this journey, and yeah, just like wanting as well to change. So just like, yeah, keep going, keep going. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone who is watching us. Please follow us on. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. If you're watching us on social media, please like our page and follow us. Join our Facebook group, Gossip Hope Shows and Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency. And tomorrow we're back to normal time. It's just I have a coaching meeting at 1:30. So I just thought, let's do this and get it over with. And thank you so much, Claudia. God bless everyone. And please, if you want to sign up for coaching, go to the website and